The story of Abraham begins with Noah, the man who survived a cataclysmic flood to restart humanity. Noah repopulated the world, and in the 9th generation, a man named Terah was born. Terah had 3 sons, Abram, Nahor, and Haran, and a daughter, Sarai. The family lived in Ur of the Chaldees, a great city in Mesopotamia. Tragedy struck when Haran died, leaving behind a son, Lot. Abram married Sarai. Together with his father Terah and his nephew Lot, they set out for the land of Canaan, but settled in a place called Haran, where Terah died at the age of 205. When Abram was 75, God commanded him to leave Haran and travel to Canaan. God promised to make him a great nation and give him countless descendants. Abram obeyed and took Sarai and Lot with him. However, the promise of descendants seemed impossible because Sarai was barren. After a decade with no child, Sarai offered her Egyptian slave, Hagar, to Abram. In a desperate attempt to fulfill the promise, Abram agreed. Hagar became pregnant, and a bitter rivalry began. Hagar, now carrying Abram's child, despised her mistress, so Sarai responded with harsh treatment, forcing Hagar to flee into the wilderness. An angel found Hagar and told her to return, promising that her son would grow into a fierce man, and from him would come a great nation. Abram was 86 years old when Ishmael was born. 13 years later, when Abram was 99, God changed his name to Abraham, meaning father of many nations. As a sign of their covenant, Abraham was circumcised, and God also changed Sarai's name to Sarah. God promised that Sarah herself would bear a son at 90 years old. Both Abraham and Sarah laughed in disbelief. A year later, Sarah gave birth to a son, Isaac, a name meaning laughter. When Isaac was weaned, Sarah saw Ishmael mocking him and told Abraham to send Hagar and Ishmael away. Abraham was deeply distressed but sought advice from God. God told him to listen to Sarah, reassuring him that Isaac would inherit the covenant. But Ishmael would also become a great nation because he was Abraham's son. Early the next morning, Abraham gave Hagar and Ishmael bread and water and sent them away. The two wandered in the desert hopelessly until God opened Hagar's eyes to a well, saving their lives. Ishmael grew up to be a skilled archer and settled in the wilderness of Paran, where he married an Egyptian woman. His descendants, the Ishmaelites, would become a great nation. Years later, Sarah died, and Abraham married